Mohammed in Greenford. Mohammed, good evening.
Hi, yes. Good evening, Mr. Barnett. I am a first-time caller.
Welcome.
Thank you. Now, my situation is my wife is type 1 diabetic, and I booked a flight for her out and coming back to a London airport, and with special assistance because she's diabetic and she's got a celiac disease, and she was traveling with my 4-year-old son. Now, on the way out, everything was sweet, and I'm very grateful to all the staff who assisted her. But sadly, on the way back, the aircraft arrived at around 11:30 at night. And what happened was, because she waited for all the passengers to disembark, and she waited for the special assistance, that they did not show up at all. And my wife did actually tell...
What is the special assistance? What does that mean?
Basically, they get her on a wheelchair.
Okay.
And they push her all through navigate through to the airport and all the way to the passport control, all the way out.
So the wheelchair didn't turn up. What's your question for me, Mohammed?
Well, my question is that the flight crew told my wife that the special assistance will arrive shortly, and they put my wife and my son outside the jet. They closed the jet and they walked away and left her completely unattended by absolutely nobody.
Oh dear.
Now, basically, I've been complaining to the airline. The airline threw me to the airport itself. I complained to the airport. The airport threw me back to the airline. And I'm getting absolutely annoyed that we are in the first-class country, first-world country. This should not happen here in the UK. They left her absolutely vulnerable, and if anything happened to her and her diabetes kicked in, she would have fainted, leaving the 4-year-old boy completely on his own.
From the way you phrase that, Mohammed, I'm assuming that didn't happen.
Well, no, it did not happen, but it could have happened. And my wife luckily took a picture with my son while the door of the aircraft completely closed. Now, from insurance-wise as well. For the
How long was she left waiting there, Mohammed?
About 30 minutes.
And what happened? Did someone come and find her?
Well, basically, somebody eventually noticed her, and they brought the flight crew back to the aircraft, where they opened the jet door for her and asked her, please step in and rest. But by that time, it's too late.
What's your question for me, Mohammed?
I need to get some compensation out of either the airport or the airline itself, but they keep on throwing me left and right. And when I ask that I need this to be escalated, I keep on getting replies back from the same person. And I tell them, look, I've asked you to escalate.
What's your question for me, Mohammed?
I need to get some compensation back from this mess.
Right. You say you need to.
Yes.
You mean you want to? You want to?
Yes, I want to. Yes, please.
How much do you want?
Well, I want something like about £2,000.
How much was the flight?
The flight was around, I would say, about $560 off the top of my head.
Okay. So you want 4 times the value of the flight back, give or take?
Well, yes, but that's because I am trying to fight and make the airlines and the airport to respect people who are at vulnerable positions, such as my wife and others.
Yep. Now, I'm just going to ask you this, Mohammed. If it's about teaching the airline a lesson and not just getting, what's that, £2,000 for half an hour's inconvenience when nothing much actually happened, I accept it's inconvenient, but that's £4,000 an hour for inconvenience.
Okay.
Are you willing on national radio to pledge that money to charity?
Well, I could have, yes.
Go on then.
Well, the thing is, this is my my own. I need to compensate for all the time that I've actually put in, and I'm willing to put the rest in. But I've already spent hours and hours on end putting all the emails together. And
okay, all right. Let me tell you what I think, Mohammed. You've got a claim against the airport. Of course, you have. Or you haven't. Your wife has. The claim's got to be brought by your wife. I reckon her compensation will be around £100, £125.
Okay, that's fine.
If you go to the small claims court, that's the sort of level that she will get. It's not. Okay. It's not going to be £2,000.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I'm fine with that. But what do I need to do? I mean, I've already because I need to open up a small claims court, right? Because I've never done anything like that before in my entire life. Yeah.
You need to go to a small claims court. If you go onto the court service website, HMC, Her Majesty's Courts and Tribunal. His Majesty's Courts and Tribunal Service website, that has very good guides on there on how to bring a small claim.